Alright guys, we're in our plant room and we want to give you the full tour for the first time. The boy will show you some of his favourites and then I'll show you around. We've got cacti, succulents and house leeks, and there's some quite unusual stuff as well. We've only just started, but we've got quite a lot already. So give us any hints and tips for new people and anything you think we're missing. It's really good. Here it is. So, okay, we'll have a look at these first, shall we?
Yep.
Okay, tell us about them.
So here we have our pots where we can put thorns in to start it, and then when we have babies that we don't know what to do with, we can plop them in and we can build them up after time.
Brilliant. So we've really enjoyed doing these pots together. And we love propagating, and so whenever we fancy doing a little bit of propagation, we'll come in here and we have these two bowls ready. So this is for cactus and this is for succulents, and each time we fill them up we'll then start a new one. So we've already done these three over here, and we particularly like this one. It's got an absolute ton of babies propagating, and there's pads, larger round cacti. And just the way it looks is really pleasing to us. We've put in little shells we found on holiday that are an unusual colour. And then we've put in decorations as well, like poppy heads and more poppy seeds there. So we're really chuffed with that. And we've done lots more pots that we can show you as well. What else would you... have you got a favourite?
My favourite pot is this one because we've finished this one, and there's a really big thorn and there's loads of babies around it.
Yeah, really nice.
And also with this one, this is a succulent pot that we finished, and we've put a tall one in, and then we do loads of little ones. And here's a baby, and here's lots of babies, and there's also this plant which is like looks like a jungle, and it's in the shade like under this really big one.
And we can see that this is growing very nicely already. It's these 4 leaves in the middle that are brand new, so we can tell it's working well. This is like a propagation from it that was also shooted well, and it's taken a little bit of understanding to see what they like, the watering regime that they need. So we weren't watering them enough to begin with, so you'll see a few dead leaves in there, but now we know how to water them. We just give them a good soaking, and what we do is we've got these 2 buckets and they're full of rainwater, and we'll just place them in like this one at the moment, some aloe veras, some new ones we propagated, and they're starting to go a little bit brown, which shows they're lacking moisture. And then we put them on this drying tray and then back up into position once all the drips have gone. So that's kind of how we're watering. And now we're going into the winter, we're going to wind down our watering as well, leave them a bit more dormant and dry through the winter period. What else do you want to show us?
Here we have spider plants, and they have stems, and then people have them in hanging baskets, and then their shoots will go down, they can grow down, and then on their shoot they have loads of babies that you can pick off and grow.
Absolute classic spider plants, right out of the 80s. We've got a friend who gave us these called Steve. He's interested in leafy house plants, I'd say. So very kind of him to propagate them for us.
And here we have 2 types of mother thousands. One of them is this one that grows really tall, and on every tip of the leaf they have a baby. And here we have another type of mother thousands, and again on the tips of the leaf they will grow babies, and you just plop them into the soil and they'll grow roots. Like here it already has some root.
Yeah, so you could end up with literally thousands of plants just off this one, initial plant that grows millions of babies off its leaves. This is our recent haul from a plant show that we went to, and you can see a separate video on that if you go onto the channel and have a look for it, and we'll show you those in detail and explain to you what we liked about them.
And here we have another big pot, and this is the first one that I did. And then we have a cactus which is really spiky, but it also grows leaves, and you can cut the top off and propagate it, and you can do grafts onto it. But when you cut it open, there's this toxic milk that if you get it into your eyes, you could become blind and it would sting. And to some people, if you get it onto your skin, it can burn you, and it's really painful on your skin.
I think it's called an African milk tree, that one, a red one, which is a bit more unusual. And then we've got one that was propagated and we bought in a pot. We'd like to replicate that propagation one day. We've been experimenting with grafting down there for the moon cactus that does still have a little bit of green on it, so it might survive. And yeah, that was our first pot we did together, wasn't it? A really nice sort of collection. And the reason we're so keen to put them in pots together is that plants do work together when their roots are connected. They can do nutrient swapping. They talk to each other through the hormones they emit. And when they work together in symbiosis like that, they're just going to grow a little bit faster and just be a bit healthier. And we've taken a lot of focus looking at our soil as well. So we make our own compost in a chicken run, add charcoal to it, chicken manure, let it sit for a while. So lots of organic matter to put these plants in.
And we also have this pink cactus here, where it's the cactus and it kind of has like the wrinkles, and then it goes from white to kind of pinky white, and then at the top they have these really pink spikes.
Yeah, you like the different coloured spikes, don't you?
Because there's 3 different types of the spike, like the white, then to the pink white, and then to the pinky purple, just the proper colour of it.
Nice. Yeah, it's a nice looking cactus. That was in a bunch of 5, and I'll show you where the rest of it is. So we did a little bit of propagating and made a big pot. And again, you can see another video of us making this pot. It took a long time, because it took a long time to separate all the cactus out and plant them up. So there's the other little group of them.
And here, this is another one of my favourites, because it has these really long type of spike, and again it goes from white like all the way to a different colour, which is black.
Yeah, black spikes. They start off as black and then turn white. Oh, I hadn't noticed that. It's really interesting when you start trying to explain what you like about things and you see things that you hadn't seen before.
And also here, this is called a dragon fruit plant, because when it grows up it will grow massive and it has fruits that taste really nice.
Yeah, you get a load in that pot. They're very easy to propagate, and if we show you some we've propagated already. We've put a pot together of these dragon fruit where we've separated them out, and we're looking to grow them on a bit, so that's pretty cool.
And here we also got this at another plant show, and it's this really white one.
Yeah, I was particularly interested in this one. I just really liked its form, its colour. It's Echeveria laui, L-A-U-I. Really wanted to just invest in some really nice ones that cost a bit more money, and that spoke to me.
And also here I have a favourite cactus shop, and we got this one from here, and it's like a type of succulent, and it has these really long stems, and at the top they have a little spike.
Yeah, really interesting form. We've not seen spikes like this anywhere else. This is the only one we've found. Not sure if it's related to the devil's tongue or the snake's tongue. But we've propagated some out into this baby's bowl, and that's a baby from it, and that one is a baby. The babies were coming off the base, so a lot of them are attached. So that's how that one propagates. But yeah, building up that cactus baby's bowl.
And here we have a load of aloe veras, which we've got off our mother plant over there.
Let's have a look. So every single one of these aloe vera babies, some getting quite big now. This one really dark green for some reason. Load of babies in there. All these babies just came from one mother plant.
And here the babies are having their own babies.
Yeah. Yeah, even really small aloe vera plants.
And here's a mother that the babies has come off. And for an example, here's one of the little babies that will grow up to one of the big ones.
See that little pup coming up? Okay. Yeah.
And we also have this zebra plant, which again at my cactus shop we've got, and it's like, and it has these bumpy white wrinkle things coming off it.
Really nice, this plant. It really speaks to me. I like the variegation, the sort of the difference in colour. It's a very dark green, and it's got some pups coming up at the bottom. So that's one. There's one in there, and then there's a little one in there. So we've got 3 pups growing, but we have already attempted to propagate from that one, and I'll show you where it is, because this has got to be one of my most favourite babies. So we pulled a pup off and just popped it in the soil, and that was a little while ago, and we sort of just tried giving it a little pull, and you can see there it's trying to pull up some soil, and so that has definitely rooted, and I didn't want to damage the roots or disturb it too much by pulling it out yet, but yeah, it looks like we've had a successful propagation with that one, which is really great. Let's have a look at some more.
And here's an alien looking cactus, because there's like the wrinkles in it, and then there's loads of different spikes on the one bit. And there's 3 colours on the one spike, like there's a red, and then there's like a white, and then there's like a yellow.
Nice. It does look a bit like an alien, a bit wacky, a bit kooky, a bit cool, and then yeah, maybe that shows the spikes different colours there. Really nice, really nice. We've got some lovely looking individual cactus over there.
And we also have this cactus, which these and this, they're seeds, and we're leaving them to dry off, and then we'll pick them and we'll grow more of them in our propagator thing, whatever it's called. It's a propagator.
Can you find the first ever baby's pot you did on your own?
Yeah.
Oh, that's that one, is it?
Yeah, and then that was my second.
Okay, well let's have a look.
And
don't worry about picking it up.
In here we have loads of babies, and when I first started collecting them, this was the one that I did. And we have a pink leaf, and we have loads of leaves that have rooted.
So this will be going back maybe even 4 or 5 months now, to the start or middle of the spring, and we're at the very end of the summer. We're at the beginning of autumn really now.
And here's my second baby pot that I ever did on my own.
Yeah, so some really established, mainly house leeks in there, and then there's the odd bit of ground cover. We're getting these little tiny white mites, very tiny, small white mites on mainly the house leeks. So if anyone knows how to get rid of those, please let us know, because they are kind of spreading a bit. I'm hoping they'll die off in the cold, but we're not really sure. We've not dealt with them before, so let us know if you've got any advice on that.
And also this is another one of my favourites, because of the pink tips of the leaf, and then it goes into a really nice blue.
Yeah, that's nice.
And then here we also have a type of ground cover, a white ground cover, and we like to put this in pots because then it's like a carpet like a carpet in a house on the floor.
Yeah, really nice. What about your most special cactus? Shall we show them?
And one of my most special cactus is this one, and when it was my birthday I got this, and this is like a ghost euphorbia cactus, and it has kind of like fishhook spikes. It goes from black and then all the way down it goes to white, and it's called a ghost euphorbia because it has like the white spikes, and it's also kind of like wiggly.
Oh yeah, the spikes go to white down there, and it's a lovely looking cactus, big thing. It's our biggest, rarest cactus.
And it's expensive.
And it was expensive. But worth it for your birthday. Very nice to look at. Is there anything else you... So what are all the different types of propagation we're doing?
So we've been doing leaf propagation, and there's some around here, just in here.
Okay. So we've filled up loads of... There's the leaves. They're full of leaves, all these different pots. And you can just pull the leaf off, lay it down on a pot. Just lay them down anywhere, it doesn't really matter, and they'll just, after a few weeks, they'll start to sprout and grow roots, which we can show you. We've got some examples now.
We've also been taking babies, and then we've also been taking sometimes babies off cactus, and then we've watched this on telly, and what you can do is take babies off cactus, but you don't just get the one, you can use it and cut it up and get 4 different types of cactus, and then when you plant it will grow root, but you don't only get 4 types of cactus. Because it's damaged, they also grow a load of other babies off the damaged bit.
Very nice. So we've been doing different types of propagation. So we've got some leaves in bags. There's some aloe leaves. The bags hold the moisture in. We've got some seeds on the go, and this is a heated propagator. So it's the bottom of it is very lightly heated because we are going into the autumn, and seed germination it always helps when you heat them up. So we do have some starting to sprout now. So over there in the corner, don't know if you can see it, down there as well. And is there another one down there?
Yeah, look, it's coming out of the seed.
Ah, brilliant. One down there as well. So 3 definites. I mean, we put in a ton of seeds, so we'll see what else comes up.
And here we also have like a kind of, when we first brought it, it was kind of pink, but now it's kind of going a bit purple around the bottom leaves. But here, this is another one of the same ones, but it's staying more pink.
Yeah, and the leaves are a slightly different shape. These ones are a bit more angular versus these. So interesting, just there's slight differences in between different plants. So we've got some house leeks that we've propagated out. These are very interesting because they've got red tips on the leaves. And we got all these, pretty much all these in the pots from one mother plant, which is over here. And we've got a leaf collection here as well. Now some of them have started to propagate, and again there's another video showing us sort of collecting these leaves, putting them out to propagate, but you can see on the end there's a load of leaves, a load of roots already. All of these pretty much are rooting at some point. There's a root on there as well. I can see it on the white bit quite well. Another one there. So lots and lots of leaves that we're propagating everywhere.
And also over here we have this plant, and it has these like furry webs on it.
Yeah, look a little bit like spider webs they do on the house leek. Now this one we got from, this is one of our few house plants, like the spider plant with, you know, real leaves as it were. That's got a bit of root. We got that from my mum. We also got these aloe veras from my mum, these pups. You can see they're a little bit discoloured and get like that when they're a bit short of water, and because we've only just put them in the pot, we left them dry for a week or two, and then we've just watered them now. So we saw a tip that if you propagate succulents, don't water them straight away because they might encourage them going mouldy. This is our biggest and best cactus to a certain extent. It only cost £9 as well, so it's probably our cheapest purchase, but it's quite big. This is my hand next to it, and it's on a really nice brightly coloured children's chair.
And it was actually £13, but I got it £3 off from the man that was selling it.
Nice. This is one of my favourite sort of baby pots. We did this together, didn't we? And it's got a mix of succulents and house plants, and they're all doing very, very well. Again, when you grow things together, they're just going to do a bit better because they're helping and supporting each other. So really nice pot, and everything's really growing and coming on from there. This is a cactus pot the boy did, which was really, really nicely done. And there's an alien looking cactus there, and some really nice looking stuff there. And a pepper plant we got. We'll have to prune that off soon before it gets too cold. I'll show you through our cactus collection.
And they're not all of the cactus that we have there.
It's not all the cactus we have. That's a really, the spikes are solid as a rock on that one. We've got about 3 of those. There's the alien and the zebra and the one that's flowering. And then this one's really interesting. Just a bit of a knobbly one. And this one's a variegated euphorbia. You've got to be careful with these because you want enough green versus the white so it can keep photosynthesizing, otherwise they'll die. And that one down there was quite easy to propagate. Lots of little nodules on that one. And then a bunny ears plant with kind of orangey spikes. And other little ones we've propagated and sort of got at a discount. I think that one was 50p. And then various other cactus. And then I'll take you along the succulent shelf. So this is pretty cool, quite a big plant, although it's still small in comparison to some, but big compared to the brand new ones. We found this one on holiday actually and have been propagating from it, and then it's got sort of 2 pups. They'd fallen off on the floor at our holiday home, and the mother plant was very big. We felt very, very happy just, you know, taking that. I thought it was okay. That was the baby's pot, little bird on it, and some various little bits of ground cover. These are cool. These are starting to grow, so you can see the greener, lighter green in there, and we put a leaf down to propagate, and they come up with these flowers that look quite nice dried as well, so we're leaving those on. Oh my goodness, guys, what do you think about these? I've done a bit of research and we found out that the really bright coloured moon cactus, they're ultimately going to die because they don't have any green in them, no chlorophyll, so they can't reproduce. They can't maintain enough nutrients in the long term. So they're grafted and they're on these bodies. We understand quite often it's dragon fruit or something like that, and that's the rootstock, and then that's the only way they survive, by being grafted on top. So you can take these pups off, put them in the soil, but they're ultimately going to die, and I don't really like the idea of that. So we're a bit put off the brightly coloured moon cactus, but quite happy we've got one that does have a little bit of green variegation in it, so they might survive. And then these are the rest of the succulents. So ground cover there, and then various house leeks. That one you can see took a while for us to work out the best way to water it. We're on it now. And then that is a little mother of thousands baby. So it's growing up. And then this is a little middle area we often use to use that area as a propagation zone. Sedum, loads of those outside. A black moon cactus. Then these are all the aloe veras, and here's the mother of thousands plant. Now we've been propagating some plants here. So these are the original plants with the roots. These are the leaves. Now if you propagate the leaf without any root, it's likely that you'll lose the variegation on it and it will come out green. Or you might just lose the yellow variegation, but it comes out sort of green variegated, a bit more like this leaf. But if you do get a baby that you can separate with a root, it's a bit more of a clone, more likely to maintain its variegation, so that's interesting. And then some of the plants we got from the fair we went to recently. And I'm just making sure I show you everything, so I think we have actually pretty much shown it all. So we just give you a little round shot of the room. So current succulent pot that we're propagating into, and current cacti pot, and the more finished ones over there. We're ready to propagate more and pot up and plant up when they've grown more. And then that's our special big cactus down there, our chili pepper plant, various large pots with mixes in them, and then above them the cacti shelf mainly. And then go around to our watering area, and then more of a succulent shelf. And this is where a lot of plants come in and sit. And then my dear boy wants to show you the hedgehogs as a little final shot on this garden room tour. So everything's going to change in here. We're often buying new plants, and we love it. We love just sort of hanging out together, propagating and growing our collections. So if you want to subscribe and see how we get on in the future, please do so. And if you want to give us any advice and tips, then we'll read through with great interest. And thank you for watching.